Good evening again. Good evening again, everyone. I know we're expecting some snow later this evening. I know the children might be happy about that kind of weather, not always the adults being so happy about that. But I want to make sure we begin on time, and it's 7 o'clock, and I want to make sure that we hear from the schools that we now know are listed for potential consideration in school closure. So I'd like to begin that process as soon as we can here. Thank you. Again, my name is Victor Simon. I'm the Chief of Schools for the Pershing Network. Over 22,000 students in our network, and it ranges in multiple neighborhoods. The schools in the room tonight, again, McClellan, Parkman, and Sherman, represent 3 of the schools of 7 that are currently listed. So I want to make sure that the focus tonight remains on those schools giving their presentation. And I know that each of the school leaders and community leaders in each of those local neighborhoods have prepared those presentations and are looking forward to their time. Again, that time is 15 minutes, and we'll begin that clock at the beginning of the first speaker. The microphone here in the middle of the hallway, or the middle of the aisle, is the most convenient way for our speakers to be able to share that information. I'd like to introduce the rest of the panel, a small panel here, but again, important folks tonight to make sure that we're hearing those presentations. First, Ms. Pam Marzullo. I have that right? This is the court reporter that's capturing the words I'm saying now. We'll capture all the words that are reported tonight in each of our presentations. Just so that you know, in the East and West Gym, we have court reporters there as well, making sure that each and every word that's spoken tonight is being captured and shared with our CEO's office. Now, for the 15 minutes, we'll begin here in just after our brief presentation, but Mr. Phil Hampton, if you could wave, there's Mr. Phil Hampton, also with our FACE department in Chicago Public Schools, rounding out our small panel tonight. So, Mr. Hampton has a couple of words for you, and then we will begin by myself calling our first school and begin our first presentation of the evening.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening again, everyone. If you will be 2 minutes, we'll be going right into the testimony, which is most important. I want to make sure that you have, when you walked in the room, you should have received one document which explained how we got to this point. And I want to make sure that you have that. And if you have any questions, you can see me afterwards, and we can certainly entertain any questions that you may have relative to this. When the process began, because of the fiscal challenges with CPS, there were over 300 schools that fell within the criteria of underutilization. Those schools, in going through the process of the Commission on Utilization and also the community meetings, help establish a criteria which is listed on the front of this form. That criteria from this network reduced the number of schools from 14 to the current list of 7 schools that are still under consideration. What I want to make absolutely clear is that we are at 7 schools today, and this is not the end of the process. This is not the end of the process. So these schools will continue to be evaluated. Your comment will continue to be included with us as we consider what will be the CEO's recommendation in and around March 31st. So we still have a month left to work and look at the comments that will be made and incorporate those from tonight and from the first meeting, and we'll continue until a recommendation is made in and around March 31st. But I want to make it clear that this is not the final list for consideration with consolidation and, or as some folks say, closure for this network. Okay? Thank you for your attention. Again, I just want to reiterate the importance of Ms. Marzullo, who's here, taking your comment. Once you make your comment at the mic, if you read from a written document, we ask that you please leave that written document with us as well, because that document will be included in our final report. Thank you.
One of us joined them, took it off the list.
So, again, I want to make sure that the schools tonight are heard. So McClellan, I know you have prepared a 15-minute presentation. Respectfully, the chart here that I'll hold up very briefly, you'll see the speakers will be facing us. I'll let you know when we have about 5 minutes left, when we have 1 minute left, and when the 15 minutes is expired, and we'll move to the next school, which will be Parkland. So I know that we have many teachers and parents, students, also the principal here from McClellan. So, and I also am aware that you had prepared your presentation. If we can begin that presentation, and we'll start the timer the moment the first speaker begins. You can begin.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Can everybody hear okay? Try again. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? No? Yes? Sorry. How about now?
That's a lot better. That's a lot better.
Okay. Ready? Okay. Hi, I'm Erin Groman, and I'm the Early Childhood Special Ed teacher for the Autism Cluster Program at McClellan Elementary School. I am one of the 3 self-contained classroom teachers that we have dedicated to serving our children with autism. McClellan is currently on the closing list, claiming that our school is being underutilized. CPS reports that we only use 64% of our classrooms. However, this is a miscalculation. By law, our self-contained rooms can only have between 10 and 13 students depending on their age. CPS counted these rooms as regular classrooms that can have 31 students, which brings the statistic down. With the correct calculation, our school would go from 64 to 79%. We have a solution to offer. We can add another classroom to our cluster program to help children and their families of CPS, which would bring our school to almost full capacity. Our school has a 25.7% special education population. CPS has not shared any plans for where we're going to put our kids who need special instruction. In fact, some of our families from McClellan have been moved twice in the past 5 years due to school closings. It is difficult for children to adjust to this change, but for children with autism, it will be detrimental to change their routine and take them away from the people that have been dedicated to ensure their safety and academic success. While it is difficult for children with autism to change schools, it's also difficult for parents to find a school that they trust to meet the needs of their child and their family. We have parents that trust and develop relationships with the teachers at McClellan. Another space issue is because we have such a high population of students with special needs, we need the space for clinicians to service them. Speech, occupational therapists, counselors, and psychologists. Our school has closets that we actually have turned into therapy rooms, and in the basement we created an art room. McClellan has been growing on so many levels, including adding an autism sensory room. This year we applied and received a $5,000 grant from Lowe's and $2,700 from the Blackstone Hotel. And $2,700 from the Blackstone Hotel towards enriching our autism cluster program. At McClellan, we are not shy about going out and getting what our kids need. My parents, colleagues, and I have watched our kids grow so much since the beginning of the year. Some families were told that their child would never speak, and it would be impossible for them to do many things that typical children do in life. But one of my kids spoke his first word in November, one wrote his name for the first time by himself, and one read his first book. People say these things are impossible, but at McClellan, we make the impossible possible. It is my hope that not only McClellan stay open, but that all schools stay open so that we can continue to give our kids the best education possible. At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Norwood, a mother of a student with autism at our school.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Josephine Norwood, a parent at McCullen School. We have a wonderful autism program at McCullen. The program moved 3 years ago from another school, which was Abbott, that closed. My son has autism, and he's been moved twice due to school closings. Every time that he moves, we're told the same promise that this would be the last time, that it's not going to happen again. What I would like for CPS to understand is that this is not an issue of underutilization, it's an issue of miscalculation. The program in this school, it is something that CPS should be proud of because it's working. It's working. Please do not destroy that. As parents of children who has autism, we face many challenges. In most cases, autistic children have speech impediments, or some are just nonverbal. They can't come home and express what their day was like. Therefore, as parents, we look for trust when we place our children in the care of educators. And I am one that will tell you McCullen has proven to be trustworthy. Yes. Also, stability is therapeutic for autism. Once they've developed a routine, the next step is to master it. And after 3 years, our autistic children, they have done just that. They've been taught independence at McCullen. They've been taught socialization. They're familiar with the building. They're familiar with the facility, the faculty. Also, academically, our children are learning and developing at a great pace, such as writing their names. My child is one that has learned how to write his name after it was said he wouldn't be able to do it. I was shocked. They've learned computer skills. And I just will not fail to mention that great gym teacher, Mr. Dunn, who has trained athletes. We have athletes. Each year, we go and we kick some, I don't curse because I'm a church lady, but we do some good athletic stuff at the Special Olympics. We've come home with bronze, gold, silver. Yes, from McCullen, these autistic children that statistics said they would never be able to do this, McCullen gets that credit. And I would like to invite you all to come to McCullen to see the new sensory room where we've created to enhance instruction for the students with autism. And it was the grant came from our partners. These are just some of the skills that may seem like just a small development for some children, but for autism children, these are great accomplishments. Great accomplishments. And you mean to tell me now, when we thought we were settled and we had it made and they were going to graduate, again we're faced with the possibility of another yet move? No, that is not an option. McCullen is a great place, and if CPS, the message is this: if there is another movement or any more action to take place, it's going to regress those students. They'll lose 3 years of all the gain that they have. They will go backwards to start all over again. Therefore, and I want to ask the parents of McCullen to say this with me. Therefore, we, the parents of McCullen School, we're recommending at the count of 3 that CPS will remove McCullen off the list. 1, 2, 3. Remove McCullen off the list. Yes. And remove McCullen off the list, and in closure, allow McCullen to continue the great work so they can continue to educate our excellent, beautiful, dedicated students to prepare them for the bright future that they so deserve. Thank you.
Hi, I am Mrs. White, the 3rd grade teacher at McClellan Elementary. I need to inform you about what happened 2.5 years ago and how it happened. At that time, we were on a downward trend, and we were lucky to get a new instructional leader, our principal, Mr. Joseph Schaffner, who steered us in the right direction. He came in and redefined expectations and made goals clear for our school. The big goal was differentiated instruction, reaching every child where they are. That year, we began using the Common Core curriculum. All students began receiving a syllabus every week. We began a new school-wide differentiated lesson plan, meetings defining our instructional strategies and looking at data constantly. But more importantly, we became a community with everyone understanding our common purpose is preparing our students for college readiness. At the end of the first year, we experienced a 15-point increase in performance policy points from level 3 to level 2. That last year, we missed being level 2 by 1 point. That was devastating, but that does not define who we are. That year, teachers were counseled to move on, and tough decisions were made to make us a stronger instructional community. This was evident by the majority of our students that grew above the national average, and the percent of students exceeding on ISAT was 22%. Clearly above the CPS average. This year, our middle of the year data shows that 80% of our students have reached their projected growth in math, and 78% met in reading. What resources does our school need? We need time. Time to continue to work on what we started 2.5 years ago. Time to get all of our students at 50% or above the MPR. Time to get all of our students college ready. CPS allow McClellan to complete the mission we began 2.5 years ago.
Good evening. My name is Haley Taylor, and I am a 6th grade student. Good evening. My name is Haley Taylor, and I am a 6th grade student at McClellan. On behalf of the students of McClellan, I would like to state the following. Safety, scores, security. First, I would like to start by saying most of the students at our school walk to and from school, and some of our parents do not have cars. A mile is a long way to walk to the next closest school, and it is not a safe walk either. Students are wondering what kind of assurance they would have to get to the different school safely. They are concerned about what kind of threat they would face getting back and forth to a different school. Thinking of ways to defend themselves, our goal should be academic success rather than safety concerns. Please don't risk our safety. Second, we have worked so hard these last 2 years, and we have grown so much. Please look at our NWA scores. They speak for themselves. Furthermore, I have attended McClellan since preschool and have witnessed a lot of changes, but within the last 2 years, we have seen the biggest changes academically. Let me explain. Every student at McClellan gets a weekly syllabus on Monday, and there are no excuses for why our homework is not completed. We get all the help we need. We have people around us who care. They listen for cues and help us identify problem areas. There is no excuse for failure. We also have other people in the building working hard to help us, including the student teachers, the parents, and the volunteers. We even have 30 different employees from the White Sox that walk down and read with us every week. In our classes, we have differentiated learning. For example, I am in 6th grade and I do 8th grade math. I have the right guidance to help me move forward and succeed. I think the reason we have such good growth on our NWEA is that we are constantly taught to do our best. And if given the opportunity to continue in our school, it will be evident that keeping our school open was the right choice for students. It takes a combination of skills, organization, time management, consideration, and motivation to achieve academic success. Let us continue to learn these skills with the ones who are willing to teach it, because we are the future, we are worth it, and we as children deserve a say-so in the fate of our school. We need our school to stay open. Thank you.
Hello. I'm going to speak as fast as I can because I really want to get all our speakers in. My name is Yvette Gaston, and I am a local school member on McClellan School Community Representative. Tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about our growth as our school. McClellan Elementary has a 93.3 low income. 20.9% of our students are ELL, English language learners. 25.7% are special needs students. And really, the populace of our school is so diverse. These reasons and many others are why I'm so proud to be part of the McClellan family. As our student Haley had recently said, we do have partnerships with many people. Among them, we have the Chicago White Sox, Southwest Organization Project, Morgan Stanley Bank, Working in the Schools Reading Initiative, University of Illinois, Girls in the Game, Blackstone Hotel. Now, let me also inform you that these partnerships are not financial. These are volunteers from all these areas that come out to our school to help mentor and help us educate our children. And they'd never ask for any money in doing that. So please understand that, okay? In the last 2 years, we've shown so much growth due to the leadership of our new principal, Mr. Schaffner. Okay? The school atmosphere is changed so much in 2 years, and again, we ask you to please consider us, not to close us. We have a lot of work to do there, okay? They're all part of our 12% growth over the last 2 years, and 22% of our students exceed. I would like to just close by saying that I need CPS to hear that closing McClellan would be a mistake, not just because they miscalculated our numbers, but because we are even using closet spaces and basement space to make sure we reach the needs of all our students. Finally, we have planted seeds at McClellan, and clearly they are growing. Give us the opportunity to continue our work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, McClellan. That concludes 15 minutes. Also like to give our elected official an opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Alderman Balzer from the 11th Ward, home of the Chicago White Sox. I'm honored to be here, and guys, I know how it feels to sit where you're at, but this is what America is all about. This is the voice of the people, everyone here. Let me ask a question. Does anyone want a school to close? No! Does everyone want to keep their schools open? I rest my case. Let me say, though, as far as McClellan, who knows who McClellan is named after? But who was George McClellan? Civil War general. He was a Civil War general. Let me say, McClellan is a great school. I met with Mr. Schaffner, his staff. I walked the corridors for many years now, for 15 years. I met all the teachers, and it was unanimous. They want to keep the school open. And there's just a couple of reasons. One, the diversity. Two, the children with autism. Three, they brought in the kids from Abbott School. So, I mean, I would ask that McClellan be kept open, and as a veteran, I have to say, when a ship is sinking, they send out what? An SOS, which means what? Save our ship. SOS now will mean save our schools. And thank you, thank you. And I'd like to acknowledge my colleague, Pat Dowell, that was there. Guys, thank you very much. Good job.
Okay, thank you, McClellan. Thank you. I know we had, thank you again, McClellan. Mr. Schaffner, your staff, your community, thank you. Alderman Balzer, thank you as well. I also saw Alderman Pat Dowell was here. I don't know if she had stepped out, and is she in the room now, by chance? Not currently? Okay, we'll watch for her to come in, and I know that I want to begin with Parkman, so we'll keep an eye out for any other. So make sure we keep an eye out for Alderman Dowell as well, and perhaps can speak after Parkman's presentation. So if Parkman would like to come to the microphone here at the front of the room and begin their presentation.
Hello. Oh, it's very powerful mic. It's good help. I'm Ms. Caldwell, and I'm the assistant principal at Parkman School. And I'd just like to point out a few things about Parkman to just let you know about how much we value Parkman and the value of Francis Parkman Academy. I'd just like to point out that the Board of Education has put so much into our building. The following are upgrades that the Board of Education has invested. We have new outer doors. We have refinished hardwood floors in the first and second floor classrooms. We have new air conditioners. We have opened up a mobile lab on the second floor. So when you talk about classrooms not being used, we've opened up different classrooms for different things, where rooms that we need to have, where children receive small group instruction. So within that mobile lab, they've also put in air conditioners. Not only there, but they've put in air conditioners in our computer lab, where we use our GG and all of our other academic programs for our building. There have been so many upgrades to our building, and we just think it would be a waste if CPS decided to close a building where you've invested so much. Even there have been upgrades to our heating system. Thermostats and things have been included in our classrooms. New chimneys have been fixed and renovated. So when you think about, we have freshly painted classrooms. It might be an older building, but when you walk in, it's so student friendly. And the environment that we've created, and our principal has decided that it's just so important that when students come into our building, they feel like it's a student-friendly place. It's a welcoming place. It's just been upgraded for them, so that when they come, they feel comfortable. They feel like they are at home, because we've had partnerships with people like Chicago Care comes out, and they've done paintings and things. We've partnered with Turner Construction Company that took our students, and they took them all downtown, and they introduced them to the world of construction and all the different jobs and things that will get them ready to attend college. So we've had lots of partnerships that come in and they invested themselves in our building. So we just think it would be a waste if CPS just decided to close something that they've put so much into, and that we've put so much into, so that our community, it can be upgraded and our students can feel like it's just a place where they come and they feel safe. Also, we want to point out our academic achievements. Since 2009, our ISET scores went from 38.6% and up to 52.7% this year, within the 4 years. And those are our composite scores that Ms. James Belafonte has been principal. We're also making significant gains. When you talk about targets, students reaching their target, In reading, for 2012, our NWA scores were 58.7%. The NWEA that we just took, 73.7% of our students met their target in reading. And in math, 65.9% of our students met their target. That's right. In our special ed classroom, I do believe 100% of our students met their target in math. So we're really working hard. Our teachers are really working hard. Our staff is just stable and doing great things with our students. And we just like to continue. I like what they said. We want to continue the great work that we've begun because we're doing some great things at Parkman. Other things is we have a partnership. We're a cluster site for the early special ed program, early special education program. We are a cluster site. We have a partnership with the Furman Community Center, which is after school, and that's 4 days a week. This program helps our students with academics and exposes them to cultural aspects of the city, all kinds of trips and things. The I Institute is also another building that we're connected with, which is right next door. And they have also wrote a letter of recommendation. If you've received our gold color sheet on the back, you can see we have a letter from one of the doctors over there and how much money has been placed in that building and that partnership that we have. And because of their location and where they are, how many students they've been able to service as a result of being in that location and being connected with Parkman as a whole. The I Institute saw over 5,000 students in 2011, 2012. They've invested money in that building. And I did have a question. I'm wondering, when you talk about how much it costs to have our building maintained, did the cost of that building, did that also include how much it costs to maintain Parkman, which is a separate entity, it's two separate buildings? When they talked about how much it costs to maintain our building, were they also talking about how much it costs to maintain Princeton as well? And if so, then that number is inaccurate when you're talking about how much it costs to service Parkman as a whole. So I want you to just please kind of think about that. Something else is that a significant school action that took place is we have always accepted students from other schools. And within the last 3 years, our students have been kind of displaced, and they've been taking our students bit by bit, and they've come from overcrowded schools. And that added to the diversity of our school, which was another great thing when you talk about this community. Not many of us, mix. So Parkman that was a great thing that was going on at our school, but that's something that has changed because our students have been taken, displaced, if you will. We still have some students that we are housing because because of overcrowding, and we'd like to continue to be one of those schools. But that's one thing that has affected, us as a whole. And those parents of those students who have already been placed, because initially they were at Princeton, they've already been displaced once. They'd like their students to remain at Parkman and not be displaced again. Thank you very much.
I'm Naja Terrell, and I'm up here because, I don't want them to close down schools. Look at me. I'm a kid that's in 7th grade and I'm 8 years old. Because if they close down the schools, I won't be smart enough to know what to do. Please don't close down the schools. Think of the children. Think of the children that need this. Think of them. If you close down the schools, they won't have enough mind to think for themselves. Because I really don't want that to happen. I'm a nice kid, and what I say right now is that I don't want them to. I'm a kid that is nice, kind, and I really don't want them to. Because if they do, I won't get the right education. I won't make it to 3rd grade. I won't have the time to go to college. Because I really do. I really, really do. So what you see right now is a kid that wants to do what is right.
threw me for a loop. That's my baby. That's my child. And I must say that she got that from me. How y'all doing tonight? I'm back again. My name is Tayana Frazier. That's spelled T as in Tom, Unyona, Frazier. So you make sure you get that right. That's how you spell my name. I was just elected as chairperson of Parkman's LSC. Thank you very much. I am here on behalf of Francis Parkman to represent and speak up for my school. I am here to be their voice when there is no voice. I am here for these kids to make sure that they get what they need. I am here to fight for my baby. You heard my child. That's my child, my second grader. I'm here to speak for each and every one of these kids here tonight because this is my duty. I am a proud parent. I must speak for them all. It's just how I go. Each one teach one. Yours, mine, and ours. Amen. I feel so good. But I have to say this. I want to talk about Parkman and where it's located. The people, neighborly. Let's talk about the community is growing. People are coming back to the community and are putting their kids right back in the same school that you all want to close and take from us. The teachers know their students, which pick up on issues that these babies are having. The kids are tuned in with the staff, which they can go to any of these staff members and talk to. They don't have to be shy. They don't have to worry about somebody scolding them and putting them down because they may feel bad about something. The teachers are accepted. Each one of these kids loves their teachers. Now, even the teachers that are not their teachers, they can go to these teachers and talk to them. We are a homeschool connection. We have parents that can come in and sit in the kids' classrooms and find out what they're learning. Find out about how did my babies make so they can think outside the box. That's what CPS want the kids to do. Think outside the box. What they call it, help me out. Critical thinking. Is it critical thinking. You know, they want them to think outside the norm. That's what they do. We what they shadow days when the parents come in and sit in the classroom and find out what their babies are learning. This is the thing that sticks out the most with me with Parkman. The babies feel safe. I want my child to go somewhere where she don't have to worry about crossing the line between the bullets flying from here to there. Because can't none of y'all tell me nothing. If it's a gang war going on and something happened to mine, you not gonna be there. You can't tell me a thing. Can't tell me nothing. Communication. We have excellent communication with our principal, Miss Sonia James. There's nothing that you cannot go to her or anyone else at Francis Parkman and discuss and get a clear understanding. Parkman's building plays a huge part. We are diverse, a very diverse school. We take them all. We love all the babies. And we have Community Fest. Right before school closed, we get out in the playground. We do different things, make bracelets. The kids do different activities, play games, do this, that, and the third. But to finish to put a cap on what I have to say is this. As a parent, the most hurtful thing in the world is for someone else to come to me and tell my child and myself that you're displacing us. Where do I go? I have the best location in the world. One bus gets her to school, and we on CTA since CPS don't provide bus service no more. We on public transportation. One bus gets my child to, and one bus gets her back home. If that's not convenient, I don't know what is. Not only that, my child has made it perfectly clear to me that she does not want to be uprooted. When you take a seedling out of the dirt that is in and you do not properly plant it back, it will wither and it will die. You are setting our children up for tell you now that we will not stand for this that you are doing to our babies. We refuse failure. Because when I leave here, I got a goal for mine. I want her to go off and do great things, as most of us as parents want our kids to do. So who are you to dictate to me or any of us sitting in this room to set our children up for failure? Like I told you the last time I was here, and I say it again. See, your babies ain't gonna come down here with us. You're not gonna sit down at the round table with us and have a cup of tea with us and find out what's on our mind, find out what our kids need. Why do we have to struggle to get what our kids want? I don't know about you, but I know everybody else in here is tired. Don't you agree? Don't you agree? So, if we can all come together and let you all know in that old gospel spiritual, we shall not be moved.
My name is Jelena Leslie. I'm a parent at Parkman School. I'm also on the LSC. I just want to say, y'all see my sign? Parkman is the heart of our community. I have 9 generations that done been to Parkman School. My family been over here since 1919, going to Parkman School. How dare y'all say y'all gonna close down this school? It's not right. We not giving in. Where will our kids go? Is we gonna come to y'all kids' school? No, we not. Is your kids coming to our school? No, they not. No, they not. Is y'all kids' school getting talked about getting closed? No, it's not. So don't close our schools. We love our schools. We not moving. We not going nowhere. We here to stay. Parkman is not going anywhere. We here to stay. Thank you.
Thank you, Parkman. I saw Alderman Dowell was here as well. I know you wanted to have a couple of words.
Good evening, CPS. As I said downstairs, you all have me running from room to room tonight, and I really don't like it, but I understand that you all had to do that. And while I was downstairs talking on behalf of Hendricks, Parkman kept coming out of my mouth. And the reason is because Parkman is one of those schools that you can't apply your criteria to. And the reason is because it's a school that is really isolated and serves a neighborhood. I don't understand where these children would go if you were to close Parkman. They're separated by a viaduct, a long, dark viaduct, so I don't see them going to Dewey. There's no CTA, really, and no expressway entrance. It's isolated, and it serves a particular neighborhood. And we need resources in that school. And I think that if you gave them resources to the best of your ability, the principal could do wonders. And so I'm here today to ask you not to close Parkman, because Parkman can't be evaluated against the criteria, because I do think it's in a special situation. So I'm asking you to take that into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Dowell. Thank you. So again, I'd like to thank McClellan and also Parkman now with the first 2 presentations. Thank you both.
My name is Devon. I would like to say I've been on my knees, crossing my fingers, praying that Parkman School will stay open, because I believe in strong numbers, and we all believe in strong numbers.
Thank you. Devashe, thank you. We'll prepare here in 1 minute for Sherman to begin their presentation.
I just wanted to say a couple of things. I'm a graduate of Parkman, 1988. My son goes to Parkman. He's in 3rd grade. He has special needs, which I think Parkman is doing a great job with my son. Only thing I want to say is it's a lot of diversity there, and Parkman is a great school. I'm a great product of it, and I feel like the kids on Princeton, Shields, Wells, Wentworth, where they're going to go if you close Parkman. There's nowhere these kids are going to go. If you close Parkman, it's going to be hard to find another school for these kids. So please keep that in consideration. Thank you.
If we could begin with the first speaker from Sherman, you can begin now.
These are tough acts to follow now. Good evening. I'm the concert case manager from William T. Sherman, located in the New City Inglewood community. Our school membership is 435 students, 97% African American, and 98% below the poverty level. Our school has been classified as a level 2 school, and currently 62% of the students are meeting or exceeding state goals. Our school has partnership with the James Jordan Foundation, Chicago Run, Community